Okay, everyone in?
Where's Carl?
Everyone up out of their seats. This first song, if I'm going to be up here with Heath and Paige showing you how to dance it, we're all going to be doing the same dancing.
We're just waiting on a band member.
No, Sarah.
A rather essential one.
How are you guys? You guys good? Yeah? Great. Energy. Bring your energy.
Praise like. Right about now is a good time to stop and have a good time. I'ma be up here having some good time, and you're good and a genuine lie. Illumination, illumination, you light up my life like you lit up creation. Won't let me drown, you're my flotation. Won't let me thirst, cause you're my hydration. So I'ma go and dance in your arms. This love is gonna last in your arms. You're everything I need, anything I wanna be, JC.
Stop giving my all. You got me like, oh, yeah, you make me feel so alive.
I'm a praise like. Never gonna need another reason. Who you are is reason enough. You got a vow eternity in heaven above. Your joy is strong, your love goes on and on and on and on and on. So I'ma come in your gates, thanks, courts, praise. I don't wanna be in any other place. In your vicinities where I will stay. You're good when it's frosty and good in the place. You're good in the darkness and good in the day. You're good all the time, what else can I say? You're worthy of even the highest of praise. So every day, hey, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the front, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, front to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind.
Oh, yeah, you make me feel so alive. You got me like, oh, and I'll never stop giving my all. Just thinking got me like, oh, yeah, you make me feel so alive.
Praise to the left, right. Praise to the front, praise to behind. Praise to the left, praise to the right. Praise to the front, praise to behind. Praise to the left, praise to the right. Praise to the front, praise to behind. Praise to the left, praise to the right. Praise to the front, praise to behind. Praise to the left, praise to the right. Praise to the front, praise to behind. Praise to the left, praise to the right. Praise to the front, praise to behind. Praise to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind.
Welcome. Lovely energy, lovely dance moves. I'd like to welcome you all to our service. More worship on your way. We have 3 lovely speakers today that you'll get to really, I don't know, hear some motivating, powerful words. But before that, more worship, I reckon. You don't need a break. You guys are young. Get up. Come on.
Welcome to the modern way. Trying to be somebody I'm not, but it's not what I want. Tell me there's another way. All of the lights are chased and now faded. All the cheap thrills were only time wasted. Tell me what society's plan should define who I am. Surely there's a higher way. All of my best friends are sick of pretending. We want the truth.
We want it. We want it.
So much is missing, so give us the real thing. I know it's you. Na 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 na. I don't want a stereotype to decide who I am. You never knew me anyway. I'm over trying to find the next hype, 'cause the high never lasts. I'ma go another way. All of the lights are chased and now faded. Dylan was right, the times they are changing. Tell me what society's plan should define who I am. Surely there's a higher way. All of my best friends are sick of pretending. We want the truth.
We want it. We want it.
So much is missing, so give us the real thing. I know it's you. All of my best friends are sick of pretending. We want the truth.
We want it. We want it.
So much is missing, so give us the real thing. I know it's you. I know it's you. on the mountain. It's the God of the valley. And there's not a place where mercy and grace won't find me again. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper. When the darkness falls, it won't prevail. The God I serve knows only how to triumph. My God will never fail. My God will never fail. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory. For the battle belongs to you, Lord. Power in the mighty name of Jesus. for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good. You take what the enemy meant for evil, and you turn it for good. You turn it for good.
I'm gonna
See a victory, for the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory, for the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory, for the battle belongs to you, Lord. I'm gonna see a victory. I'm gonna see a victory, for the battle belongs to you, Lord.
Wasn't that fantastic? We do serve a huge God, absolutely huge God. That's right. Just want to say thank you to the band. They will be back. We will get an encore from them. Don't worry about that. That's right. I'm supposed to stand inside the dots here so I can actually be seen by the cameras. So this afternoon we're going to have Heath is going to speak first. Can you just grab that microphone for Heath? Grab that. And then we're going to have Jake speaking next. Then I'm going to come along just to bring some old age into the thing to finish up with. Now, today's topic is the power of the tongue. So let's listen to what Heath's got to say.
Good afternoon, everyone. So yeah, as Darryl said, we're talking about the power of the tongue today. I'm gonna read off my phone, so if you see me swiping and I'm not on TikTok, I'm just reading my notes. So yeah, the power of the tongue. So the tongue's actually the strongest muscle in your body. I don't know if you knew that. I think that's like a fun fact sort of thing you get every Christmas. But yeah, there's lots to say about what we talk about and what comes out of our mouths. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the power of our tongue and what we say day to day and how that affects ourselves and other people and everything in between, I guess. So yeah, so the first example I want to say is what we say can like make other people feel self-conscious or something. So for example, if you tell someone that you think they have like a big nose or something, sure, they'll be like, oh yeah, whatever, I don't care. But then the next day you say they have a big nose again, they'll be like, I don't have a big nose. And they'll be like, oh, maybe, what? No, I can't. And then maybe if someone else, like not yourself, says they have a big nose for whatever reason, they don't have a big nose, but they say it again, and then in the back of their mind, they're always going to be thinking now, oh, I'm self-conscious of my nose, and every time they look in the mirror, they're going to be like, oh, I don't like how I look in that. And you may not think that your words like do much damage to other people, but if you keep saying like the same thing over and over again, it's going to affect someone, and it's going to have an impact long term in their life. So, yeah, the negative things we say do actually have an impact. You might not think they do, but if you say something bad and then someone else says something bad, it's going to stick with that person for a long time. Now, another good example of what our words can do in the real world is in a footy game, for example. So I play football, and we've won a lot of games and we've lost a lot of games. And a lot of the time, the big difference between that is when we're losing, we're down by a couple goals, and if one or two people like start encouraging their teammates and lift their voice and use their tongues, I guess, to encourage one another and to bring people up, praise their good efforts and all that, it really like boosts team morale. And more often than not, once we all start like encouraging each other as a team, we often get the win in the end. And not only does it encourage one another to like win, but it also puts down the other team from all our positive like talk between our teammates. So yeah, the Bible highlights how positive words can affect us as humans. Proverbs 16 verse 24 says, "Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body." And that really sums up what I was explaining just then. So yeah, I'm sure you can relate to this if you're going throughout your day and someone says something nice to you, compliments you, or you just have like a really kind conversation with one another. And it really does go a long way to improve your day. But spreading kind words is, I'd say it's reasonably achievable for us to do. And something like you should try and, or could try and implement throughout your day. But something even harder almost is not talking. And keeping our mouths shut can actually be one of the best things you can do for yourself, really. Except for when it comes to like relationships and that, then it's obviously best to, like, I don't know, build your relationships and be open and talk and honest with people. So yeah, talking's like not cool. Not talking is kind of cool in a way, because if you know how to like keep your mouth shut, you can actually be a real presence in a room. So say you're in a room and everyone's talking, everyone's got like, I don't know, saying their opinions, saying what's on their mind. If you walk in there calmly and confidently and just do your own thing but don't talk, everyone's going to be drawn to you because you're mysterious, I guess. And and then when you do talk, everyone's going to listen because everyone's used to the loudmouths always talking. But then if you're someone that's quiet and then you speak, then people are going to listen. So yeah. Yeah. Also, just not talking as much also prevents like gossip and stuff. So yeah, if you just keep your mouth shut, then it's best in the long run. What do we have here? The Bible speaks about this in Proverbs 13 verse 3. Whoever guards his mouth preserves his life. He who has wide open lips comes to ruin. Now, we definitely need to keep this verse in the back of our heads before we speak, I guess. We learn about this in primary school as well, really. The teachers always say, think before you speak. Although my childhood brain didn't really comprehend this very well throughout primary school, I try and think that I'm getting better at it. Also, if you ever watched like movies, any sort of like police movie or something, you often, or just had this happen in real life, hopefully not. But when someone's getting arrested, the police have to, or usually say, you have the right to remain silent. This is because protects the person that's getting arrested, because usually when someone's angry or scared, they're going to say something that's going to get them into more trouble. Or if they're actually guilty, then make them more guilty. But yeah, so if you're angry and you decide to yell back at someone that's made you angry, or a family member or a friend, then it's obviously going to, not obviously, but most likely going to make the situation worse. And so it's best to keep your mouth shut and not get angry and let all your emotions out instead cool off and think first. So I definitely haven't covered everything about the power of the tongue, but pretty much if we can all just take the time to think before we speak and spread a bit more kindness throughout our day, it really goes a long way, not to ourselves, or to ourselves and to everyone around us. So please remember those two proverbs, and now I will pass over to Jake, who will probably have something even better to say about the power of the tongue.
Hello? Let's give Heath another round of applause, people. Come on. Well done, Heath. Well done, Heath. Unlike you, this is not for notes. I'm just going to do my own thing. I want you to look to the person next to you, and I want you to compliment them. Say something nice to them right now. Nice. Okay. So I'm actually glad you didn't steal much of what I said, Heath. There's just one part that I'm a bit mad about, but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. So anyway, the tongue, okay, as he said, strongest muscle, also doesn't have bones. Just a floppy bit in your mouth that tastes things. Yet it also helps us talk and communicate with one another, which is very crucial for us social humans. Anyway, words convey our thoughts, our feelings, anything that's going in our lives. For instance, a person will struggle, like maybe one of your family members passed away, or maybe it's someone's birthday and you're really happy, or maybe another person's walking around with their shoes untied and you want to tell them to tie it up before they trip over. Oh, good, I'm talking. Okay. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard the saying, words cut deeper than the knife. People familiar with that? That's good. That saying carries much more meaning than you realize. And I only really realized this when I was thinking about it deeper. So, although a knife, I'm sorry, by the way, I'm going to be using some pretty sad sort of stuff. Although a knife can penetrate your body, come in contact with your heart, words can go much further. They can linger in your minds, attack you inside and out, and unlike a wound that will eventually heal, the words just can stay with someone for a very, very long time. There's going to be people like, but a knife can kill someone. Halt, because words can do the exact same. And for instance, it's actually much worse. Okay? Now I'm sorry again, but people say, if they had an option, would you like a quick or a slow death? Most people say quick because it's usually a lot less painful and they go out without really knowing that they're dead. That's kind of with a knife. I mean, depends where you get stabbed. But words are much worse. Words are very much worse because it takes a toll on that person's mind and unfortunately can lead to them being trapped in this endless cycle because words are just being flooded into their heads. They're thinking all these negative thoughts. No one around is helping them. They're not seeking any help. They're just leaving it in. And they get cornered. They think to themselves, the only way to escape this unending torture is to take my own life. Take their own life. This isn't even murder. This is suicide. A quote from Joel Osteen, I have no idea who he is, but you can change your world by changing your words. Remember, death and life are in the power of the tongue. In a way, they control being alive and being dead because, words feel. Words feel. We know, we express ourselves through words. Now, use Proverbs. I use James. So, James chapter 3, verse 3 to 6. When we put bits into our mouths of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take ships as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder wherever the pilot wants to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue is also a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course of one's life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. It controls. It very much controls. And although our bodies are quite big when you think about it, and our tongue's only a small part, that small part can do a lot to someone. Another quote from James 3, which is 9 to 12. With the tongue we praise our Lord and Father, and with it we curse human beings who have been in God's likeness. Out of the same mouth come praise and cursing. My brothers and sisters, this should not be. Can both fresh water and salt water flow from the same spring? My brothers and sisters, can a fig tree bear olives, or a grapevine bear figs? Neither can a salt spring produce fresh water. Now, hearing this, it very much contradicts itself, actually. It says, we curse human beings, but we praise the Lord our Father. We are made in God's image. It's pretty much we're cursing and praising God at the exact same time. Now, like whether you're speaking kindly to your family or friends or anything, you may not realize, but like words very much hurt, and so many people out there are struggling because of that. So, should we use our words to both praise and curse? It's only one or the other. We can either praise everyone or curse everyone. See, the thing with God is he wants one or the other. It's either you worship him or you don't. No in-betweens, one or the other. So, yeah, just think about it. Are you praising everyone around you? Are you cursing everyone around you? Like, I, for one, say, like, it's a lot easier to put someone down than build them up. Like, I can say that with complete honesty. You may think at the moment that it's all fun, but it's not. It's not in the long run. Okay, I got a quote from Abraham Lincoln. Fun fact, one of my friends had this on his social media. Abraham Lincoln? Yes. Yes, I'm informed. And it kind of relates to what Heath was saying in a way. It's better to stay silent and to be thought of as a fool than to open your mouth and prove it. Sometimes saying nothing is all there is to it. Because when people say something bad about you, they generally want a reaction. So not giving them the reaction is kind of like, shame on you, ha ha ha. Joke's on you. And I know it's hard to stay silent. I know like sometimes you just really need to speak and you really need to let it out. But like, be the bigger person. It takes a lot of courage not to talk back to someone. Like, I know that for a fact. It takes a lot of courage. So walking away and not looking back is one of the strongest things you can do, absolutely. And just a bit of extra motivation for you. If you think you can't do that, then I'm going to tell you this. Who decides whether someone's words affect you at the end of the day? You. Someone can say something to you, but those words are meaningless until you comprehend it. So, for instance, you suck, and it's like, you could take that as a compliment, or you could just say nothing and walk away, but it's because you take it as that negative thought that it gets in your head. Just remember, someone's words have absolutely no effect without a response. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much.
It's about now I always think I should have spoken first. They're pretty hard acts to follow, aren't they? Well done. The tongue. Have you ever seen a little kid when they eat something they don't like it? Ah! Out comes the tongue. I don't know, when you're at school, maybe this is only me, but we used to see how many different shapes we could make with our tongue. When we're poking at people, curl them up, stick them back up. There's one kid I know that could even get their tongue up and get the end of their nose. You can do a lot of things with your tongue. You can show someone that you don't like them by sticking your tongue out at them. I don't know if you've ever watched the New Zealand rugby union games, the All Blacks. They start off with a haka. Right? If you know the finish of the haka, they've all got their tongues poked right out. The tongue is supposed to show fear or instill fear into other people. I've got a note here, see if you can touch your nose with your tongue, but I don't know if people really want to try that. No, a few of them are. Did anyone give it a go and actually touch their nose? I know there's one of the kids in my bus can. We worked it out. Okay, well, in the book of John, chapter 8, there's a story of these Pharisees brought this lady in who had been caught in the act of adultery. And they brought her into Jesus, and they told Jesus what the law stated and that she had to be stoned. Stoned as in stones thrown at her. Then they said to Jesus, "What do you say?" Well, what did Jesus do? Jesus stooped down. Oh, at my age, this is probably not a smart idea. And he started drawing the dirt. I was actually thinking what Heath said. Think before you speak. Just don't open your mouth and just blurt the whole lot out. Think first. That's what Jesus did. He went down, he started drawing the sand. He thought. I think he was actually talking to his Father in heaven saying, God, what shall I say in this situation, if anything? But they continued asking him. Now, their asking probably was in a way that they're accusing this lady. As Jake said, we're told that knives cut deep, but words can cut deeper. I remember saying when I was a kid, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. How untrue that is. That'd be the most stupidest thing that I've remembered from my childhood. So here they are accusing this girl. And they're probably really, absolutely ripping into her. How's she feeling? How do you feel when someone's absolutely tearing strips off you? Okay, sometimes it's your parents and sometimes you might deserve it, but that aside. So then Jesus came up and said to them, he raised himself up, so he's drawing in the sand, and then he raised himself up, and then he said, he who is without sin among you, let him throw a stone at her first. Then he stooped down and wrote in the ground again. Oh, do I have to do it again? Okay. Then those who heard it, being convicted by their conscience, went out one by one, beginning with the oldest to the last, and Jesus was left alone, and the woman standing, Jesus was left alone with the woman standing in the midst. When Jesus raised himself up and saw no one but the woman, he said to her, Woman, where are those accusers of yours? Has no one condemned you? She said, No one, Lord. And Jesus said to her, Neither do I condemn you. You go and sin no more. Now, when those blokes came in, Jesus had three options. The first one, as was both mentioned, he could have just said nothing. Let them fight it out amongst themselves. And hopefully sooner or later they'll get tired, run out of breath. But really that wasn't going to solve anything. The law was the law in those days. And I agree, there are times when we really should say nothing. Turn and walk away and don't say anything. Sometimes Our tongue can be more powerful by what it doesn't do than what it does do. The second option that Jesus had is he could have taken sides. How easy is it to be jump on the side with a whole heap of blokes there accusing this one poor lady? That'd be the easy way out, wouldn't it? You've done this. Or he could have taken sides with the lady and tried to even the thing up. What would have that done? It would have just increased tensions on both sides, made it even worse. Or Jesus could have thought, prayed, and then diffused the situation by removing all condemnation from both sides, which is what he did. When he said to the lady, he said to them, "He who has no sin, throw the first stone." He hasn't actually put anyone down. He hasn't actually said to anyone, "You're trash, you're no good, you're not this." He just said, "Whoever has no sin, you can throw the first stone." And they realised that none of them could throw the first stone. The arguing would have stopped by now. There would have been silence and peace in the room as people are now thinking about what's going on. So we come back to this thing, saying less. Jesus hasn't said a whole lot. He's basically said one sentence. He's diffused the whole room. Suddenly now everyone's quiet. As Heath said, if you let everything go quiet and then you speak, people are going to hear much better than if everyone's screaming and yelling. Like if I'm out here trying to talk now and I've got the band doing that first song, no one's going to be listening to me. Everyone's going to be jumping around listening to them because there's just so much noise you're not going to hear. So what happens? These blokes all go walking off out. They've forgotten about accusing the girl. And then Jesus said, "Go and sin no more." Completely diffused by one sentence. That's all Jesus had to do. Sometimes we need to be like that. Jake said it. Sometimes, I think you said, sometimes we say far too much. Or was it Heath? One of the two you said that. And sometimes we do. And all we do is we aggravate the whole situation. We make matters worse and worse. Next thing, someone's wanting to wring our neck. Sometimes we just need to be quiet and walk away, as hard as that may be. Sometimes we may just have to put in a one-liner, "Hey, that's not like you." Or, "Hey, you're a great person." Just a little one-liner just to build them up, just to make them think. And suddenly you defuse and you change the entire situation. One of the things that we encourage, whether we go on school camps or whether we're doing youth, is for people to encourage each other. We were on a school camp and we went abseiling. Now, there's quite a few kids who were scared of going over this thing first time. Not Harry. Harry just closed his eyes and dived straight over the edge, but the Harry is like that. So we'd said to the kids, encourage them. We got all bar one to go down when there's probably half a dozen who had no intentions of going over in the first place. But just because we talked to them and we encouraged them, we got them to do something that they thought that they would never do. And the interesting thing was, after they'd done it once, they were keen to have a second go. We got them to do something that they'd never done before, and now they really wanted to keep on doing it. When you speak, think really carefully about what you say. Really carefully. And if you think what you're going to say is not going to build someone up, cheer someone up, make them feel better about themselves, then just shut up. It's that simple. Oh, we're allowed to say that. Apparently we're not supposed to say that at school. Shut up. Sometimes that's the best thing we can do. It's interesting that both Jake and Heath said the same thing. Sometimes it's best to just Be quiet. Walk away. But if you do have to speak, like Heath, turning a game around, a game of football, simply by starting to encourage each other. When we finished. Claire and I were at the footy one night many, many years ago. Our team was down by about 8 goals at half time. And you should have heard the opposition having fun with us. Absolutely ripping into us. We put up with this for half an hour over half time, and then 30 seconds into the third quarter, the other team kicked another goal. We were 9 goals down. Absolutely disastrous. Most of our supporters started walking off out the gate. I noticed the players down on the field had a big huddle, and next thing, we eventually kicked a goal, and another, and another. We kicked 11 out of the next 12 goals, our team, and we won. The opposition that have been supporters that have been mouthing off at us, they started leaving towards the end. Now, I resisted the urge to say, hey, big mouth, what were you doing? I thought, no, leave them go. Just be careful. Sometimes what you say is really going to come back and bite you big time. Okay, Father, well, actually, before I pray, can we have the band back up? So, Father, I just pray that we would think before we speak. Father, I pray that we would look to you before we open our mouth. And Father, and I pray that we would just know and understand that when we speak, the damage that we can have, or the build-up encouragement that we can have. And so, Father, I just pray that you will help us in everything that we say, every day. In Jesus' name I ask this. Amen.
Everybody stand up for me. One of the biggest things I took out of that talk was to be quiet. And that's a massive thing that I could work on. Just being quiet. If anyone knows my sense of humour, it borderlines on being evil sometimes. But right now, we're also told to sing a good song. We're told to praise our God. So right now, let's not be silent. Let's stand up, let's sing. Let's do it.
Search the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. When you came along and put me back together, satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing, nothing is better than you. Afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws, Lord, you see them all, and you still call me friend. 'Cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. Hey, that's good. God's good, yeah? Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple of things before we wind up this afternoon and move into the next part of this afternoon. Just want to welcome you. My name's Joella. If I haven't met you yet, g'day, and I'd love to meet you in a little while we're having something to eat and drink in a little moment. But just to let you know, a couple of things coming up. One of them is that next Saturday night we're having a pizza night at the Berry Riverside Caravan Park. And so if you'd like to join us for that, we'd love to have you come and join us. So that's this coming Saturday night, the 28th of May, from about 5 o'clock, but come when you like. It's a really great deal down there. They've got this fabulous pizza oven, and they give you a base and the sauce on the top and the cheese, and you add your own whatever you want to add. So you can add your pepperoni or your halloumi or your pineapple and ham or whatever exciting things, your baked beans. I don't know, what do you like on a pizza? Mushrooms, yep, your mushrooms and your jalapenos, the whole thing. So that's this coming Saturday night. If you would like to come, we need to know who's coming just so that we can make sure we let them know. So let me know in the church office by Wednesday if you can. So just the church office number, look it up on the website, you'll find it. Give us a ring or send us a text by Wednesday and we'll be able to book us in. So this is for everybody, whatever age, with your families, bring them along, even if they've never been along to youth before or whatever, it's all good. So please do that. The other thing is, if you are interested in being baptized, if you've never been baptized and you're following Jesus and you're like, yep, this is the next step for me, or I think it might be the next step for me, then please have a chat with Darryl, with Claire, with Esther, with David, with myself. Maybe your parents might be able to even help you with this, and have a chat with them and think about whether you are ready to be baptized. Excellent. Well, we're going to have something to eat, something to drink. There's games to play, people to see out in the next room real soon, but the band are going to play us out. And as we do that, there's an opportunity to give if you wish. So in the church here, people give financially to God, to the church, so that we can do all this stuff. Do you know, some people say, you must have lots of grants from the council to do that building, and you must have heaps of, grants from the government. It's like, nah, all of the stuff that happens here happens because of the generosity of people. The fact that we are able to sponsor churches in other parts of the world, the fact that we're able to support agencies that rescue children from sexual slavery, all sorts of stuff happens because of the generosity of the people. And so if you would like to be part of that, if you'd like to give, there's some numbers on the screen and you can take a photo of that, but also there's a couple of, we call them giving stations, boxes on the wall at the back here and in the next one. And if you'd like to be part of giving, you're more than welcome to do that. But right now, the band are going to play us out. Let's say a big thank you to Heath and to Jake and to Darryl for speaking. Let's say thank you to the band. This is the best time to show the world
Right about now is a good time to stop and have a good time. I'm a B.O.B. having some good time, and you're good and a genuine lie. Illumination, illumination, you light up my life like you lit up creation. Won't let me drown, you're my flotation. Won't let me thirst, cause you're my hydration. So I'ma go with dance in your arms, as though it's gonna last in your arms. Everything of me, everything I need, anything I wanna be, JC.
And I'll never stop giving my all. You got me like, oh, yeah, you make me feel so alive.
Let me praise like. Never gonna need another reason. Who you are is reason enough. You gotta vote eternity in heaven above. Your joy, your strong, your love goes on and on and on and on and on. So I'ma come in your gates, thanks, courts, praise. I don't wanna be in any other place. In your vicinities where I will stay. You're good when it's fasting, you're good in the blaze. You're good in the darkness and good in the day. You're good all the time, what else can I say? You're worthy of even the highest of praise. So every day, hey, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind.
Oh, yeah, you make me feel so alive. You got me like, oh, and I've never stopped giving my all. Just thinking how blessed I am. This is the best time to show the world I'm crazy about you. You got me like, oh, yeah, you make me feel so alive.
Praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, praise to the right, praise to the front, praise to behind, praise to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, head to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind.
Hey, that was awesome.
No special words or formulas could ever win you over for your love.